Guys, I had one of the greatest experiences of my life a couple of weeks ago. I don't know how many of you have played VR, but it is incredible. I had my first opportunity to play virtual reality. And here's what I know about virtual reality. I am not good at it. I was playing this game and I was really into it. I was really going for it, and I was kind of a cop, and I was hiding behind things, and I was ducking behind buildings, and I was really, really into it. And then the inevitable happened. I died. Game over. It was done. And so as I'm wrapping up and as I'm trying to get out of my virtual reality, there was a trash can next to me in my VR. And me ducking down behind all these things, trying to get away from the bad guys, I'm like, I'm gonna actually help myself up by this trash can. Yeah, you guessed it. The inevitable happened, and I went for the trash can, and I ended up falling on my face. The trash can wasn't actually there. The trash can was actually in the VR, not in real life. And for me, what happened was I got injured. I fell on my face, I felt stupid, I felt dumb, and immediately it brought me back to this idea of virtual reality is not real life. We've all had this situation, haven't we? Where we might have fallen. Something has been done to us, or we've done something in life, and for some reason we wake up and realize that maybe everything that we've believed is a lie, not reality. And for a lot of us during this time, maybe we feel embarrassed. Maybe we feel like we're struggling through life and there's consequences and things that are happening to us, and we are eyes wide open to the fact that what we thought was real life, in fact, is not. See, for a lot of us, here's what we need to remember during this time. What we need to remember during this time is that the God of the universe, the God who created everything, the God who created you and me, is the same yesterday, today, and forever. That God, who is the same God in the middle of your success, is also the same God in the middle of your struggles. Now, we've been walking through this story of this guy named Jacob. Jacob actually lived a very controversial life. Jacob wanted power. Jacob stole things from his family. He actually deceived people. He got caught in traps, and he actually ended up hurting others. But now Jacob in our story is actually getting ready to make amends. See, Jacob actually is getting ready to go visit his brother Esau. And before he does that, he realizes that Esau is actually sending men after him, because remember, Jacob took everything from Esau. Esau hates Jacob, wants nothing to do with him, actually intends harm towards him. And Jacob hears of this word that Esau is coming towards him with like 400 men, and so Jacob does what anyone does, and he goes and he tries to pay him off. He tries to butter him up a little bit and go, hey, I'm sorry, can you accept these gifts that I'm giving to you? So Jacob actually sends gifts ahead of him. He sends messengers ahead of him to his brother Esau to kind of relax his brother, so that his brother might not be as mad at him. And in this story, Jacob then starts to go towards Esau. He sends all of his people, he sends all of his family across this river to approach his brother Esau. But before he gets there, something actually very, very, very important happens to Esau. While he's all alone, everyone else he has sent ahead of him to go greet his brother, and now Esau receives the gifts and approaches his brother. Jacob is left all alone, and while he's all alone by himself, he has an encounter with God. In Genesis 32, 23 through 29, we see this story of Jacob. It says this in verse 23, after taking them to the other side, he sent over all his possessions. This left Jacob all alone in the camp, and a man came and wrestled with him until dawn began to break. When the man saw that he would not win the match, he touched Jacob's hip and wrenched it out of its socket. Then the man said, let me go, for the dawn is breaking. But Jacob said, I will not let you go unless you bless me. What is your name? The man asked. He replied, Jacob. Your name will no longer be Jacob, the man told him. From now on, you will be called Israel, because you have fought with God and with men and have won. Please tell me your name, Jacob said. Why do you want to know my name? The man replied. Then he blessed Jacob there. See, one of the amazing things about Jacob's story is this, that his name was changed. That he went from Jacob, which means deceiver or heel grabber, and God renamed him to Israel, which means that he wrestles with God, that he's with God. See, I think one of the things that we can learn from Jacob's story is this, that no matter what you've done, no matter what's been done to you, maybe you feel like you're an outcast. Maybe you feel like you can never come back to what was normal. Maybe you feel like you've been pushed away or that you're not wanted. Maybe you feel like you're just on the outside of a friend group. Maybe you feel like no one really cares. Maybe you feel like you can't get back to what you once had. See, for any of you who are feeling that way, we can take Jacob's story and we can learn that God is always pursuing us. That no matter who you are, no matter what you've done, no matter what's been done to you, God is always calling you to walk with Him. So what would your life look like? What would it look like for you to let go of the setbacks, to let go of everything that's holding you back, and to run towards God? What would it look like for you to let go of the past disappointments? What would it look like for you to grab hold of the goodness that God has for you in your life? See, here's what I know. I know that a lot of people, they live in a virtual world. They live in a world where they're not recognizing what God has for them. They're not taking hold of the blessing that He has for them. And they live in this world of setback and disappointment and traps. And they are not receiving the blessing that God has for them. But here's what I want for you. I want you to take off the headset. Take off the headset and experience what God has for you, the blessings that He has for you. See, real life is found in this. When we're able to take off the headset, let go of the past mistakes, and grab hold of what God has for us, that is when we experience real life.